Hey guys and girls, welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. This is a slightly different reading than normal. Yeah, I know, we're mixing it up a bit. Because Ozzy wants to know, can I do a reading about David Icke? Is he a light worker? So here we go. Is David Icke a light worker for the greatest good for all concerned? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always be appreciative. Always is fundamental. Rule number one. Here we go. So let's have a look. And as always, because it's a specific person, we will, if it's anything personal, anything like, because they're not here to verbally give consent, we'll just breeze past it. Okay? Because, I like sleeping at night. I don't want to get into the shenanigans. Yeah? That's not what we're here for. Perseverance, 7 of Wands, pushing through, trying to make things happen, kind of like guarded, but all right, okay. 6 of Wands as well. Wow. Yeah, pretty much. Let's go with that. Basically, the 7 of Wands is kind of like, got his ideas, got his concepts, got his he's set out his stall, that kind of thing, and he's been proven right. He's been successful. Notice how the ostrich is looking at what he's been going through and that kind of stuff over the decades and stuff. 8 of Swords though, but he's it's one of those situations that where he feels trapped in, it's not necessarily his own success. It's more of the market. It's very similar to, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way or anything, but it's very similar to, I would say, someone like Alex Jones, where because of his style, what he's done over the years, that kind of stuff, people judge him on his presentation and not necessarily the messages and the information that he's giving. And so there's been a lot of kind of smearing, a lot of slander, a lot of this, a lot of that, and labeling him of all sorts of shenanigans, belittling him, that kind of thing. And so his message, even though he's flirting with ideas here with the 7 of Cups, very much kind of trapped, belittled, kind of a victim of his own success, bunny flops, if you get me. Couldn't get where he is without going through that, kind of living it. But at the same time, he's very aware that his name is been diminished. It's been smeared and all that kind of thing. So it's kind of like, what are the possibilities, opportunities? How do we do this? That kind of stuff. But 7 of Wands straight out of the bat, and the victories and successes that he's over the years, he's been kind of like ticking the boxes and that kind of thing. Of kind of being 90%, 80-90% correct kind of thing. If you get what I'm saying, I'm being reminded, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way, it's just an example, is with the Lucy Letby reading I did a couple of weeks ago, months ago now. And I would very much recommend going and watching it again, because it's like the amount of shenanigans that I got from that. People, oh, you're wrong, blah, 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 outrageous, you don't know nothing, blah, blah, blah. And he even said at the beginning that I'm going in blind, and the reasons why I decided to do that reading, and that kind of thing, the kind of disclaimer at the beginning of that reading. People came to their own conclusions, and I lost a lot of subscribers and all that malarkey. However, I was reflecting this week, in the last week or so, or last week, I should say, as we were recording these. I'm not saying I was right, but I was on the money. A lot of that, from what I can remember, there's more to come. But I was on the money, and people didn't like that. it's interesting in hindsight, now what was going on through the media last week, that months ago we had already talked about it, and it's like, this is what's coming, this is what's happening. So I can see from, just as an example, I can see from his point of view that kind of the spin doctors kind of smearing him to belittle him. He's frustrated. I'm getting a lot of frustration and trying to get the credit that not necessarily deserves, but what he came up, he warned about this kind of stuff years ago, decades ago, kind of energy. So we've got Fool card, taking a leap of faith, new beginnings, new start, new opportunities. This feels as if like there's the conflict. I don't know what that noise is in the background, however. I really don't. It sounds like a food mixer. It sounds like, for me, I don't know. Hold on, I don't know if it's a Hoover. I don't know what it is. It's just some noise that's just started. It's definitely not me. Just so you know. This, notice for the new boys and girls how the cards are laying here, how they're connecting to each other. And as always, this is the base reading, and we'll use other cards to go on top of this. The idea is that we always, in every reading that we do, it's pretty much the base reading, predictions, where it's going to go, and the outcome as the third round. Okay, so we always do that. So at the moment, the base reading here is that he wants to have this new start, these new opportunities, kind of break away from the shenanigans, this marketing against him and that kind of thing. But it's this conflict, is that he's made a lot of enemies, it feels like. He's made a lot of shenanigans here. Knight of Cups. He's thinking about his legacy at the moment. So at the moment, it's not necessarily about a light worker or not. I'm not seeing any cards here specifically about the specific question itself, Ozzy. But at the moment, it's like, where can we go from here? The final hurrah, as it were. Yeah? Chariot, moving on. Eight of Cups, moving on again. Interesting. Between the Chariot and the Eight of Cups, kind of this determination, this final hurrah, this epic conclusion, whatever you want to call it, that's what's on the mind here. And the last card, Magician, making it happen. Oh, wow. Six of Pentacles, overarching energy, the sharing of wealth and knowledge and information. Nine of Wands, that this resilience, this the final push, the final hurrah, which we've been getting a lot here. So I don't know if he is thinking about retiring, or it's that chapter in life where he's thinking about not necessarily conclusions, but kind of bringing it with a nice bow, or trying to bring it to the nice thing. Unsure. And it's slightly out the realms of what we're going to be discussing here. So, but very much on his mind right now, energetically. It's just very much kind of where he's moving forward on this. So let's get predictions readings. Where's this going to go? Interesting. I've also just got there as insurance, almost like an insurance policy. I don't feel life insurance. It's more about protection, kind of. What is it called? Dead man's switch. Which, like on trains, you've got that big lever, isn't it? So like if the train driver has an issue or a problem or medical whatever, he lets go of that kind of big lever, the train will naturally stop instantly, kind of thing. So it's that kind of energy that the images and what I'm getting kind of. So let's have a look here. Where's this going with the prediction deck, please? Thank you. Always be appreciative. Yes. So, Seven of Wands, health matter. Oh, wow. Okay. moving past that, because obviously getting into the personal stuff, we're not here for that. Okay, we're not here for the gossip. Disappointing outcome, even though he's been successful. Victory, success. Wow. I think it's this Eight of Swords. Like I said, it's like tying it in a bow, tying it in the situation here. Assistance needed. It's. I don't feel it's like the easiest way to describe it is like a branding thing. Yeah, he's not got the credit that he kind of deserves and feels like he deserves, and that kind of thing. He's got kind of like, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way or anything, but like this cult following. People who know, people who read his books and that kind of thing. But it's one of those situations where it's like, he's not mainstream. He's not, he's kind of, it's interesting that's just popped into my head. He's very similar. He's kind of like the early Katie Hopkins, for example, or to some extent a Dan Wootton and that kind of thing. Where it's now easier for alternative voices. Back then, he was very limited. He could only do what he could do, that kind of thing. It just feels like, I don't want to refer to it as the last hurrah. I don't mean it in that respect. I don't feel like, yes, we've got health matter here, but I don't think that there is like I think this is more focused, his thoughts, than a ticking time bomb, if you get me. 7 of Cups. Passion normally comes up for you and me, kind of like pushing against authority, not right, not especially with Labour and Stutter and Starmer right now and that kind of thing. That kind of the wave pushing back. This is not what we voted for, that kind of thing. But I feel like he's the especially with the 7 of Cups here, he's being inspired for the final project or an easier way to retire, that kind of thing. It's like the final bringing it together. The Fool card, taking the leap of faith, royal family. That feels very much like his sovereign power, his sovereignty. Something to do with claiming his control back. Taking his name back, that kind of thing. You know, I'll say it now, right? And this may not be exactly right. But he's just bored of being the laughingstock. He's bored of always being kind of at the bleeding edge, kind of like, where is everybody else? Why am I not being? And it's not from an arrogance. It's more from a frustration. Why am more people not listening? Why are not, like, I've been proven right time and time and time again, kind of thing. Yeah. And it just feels like it's like stringing it. There's something. The image I've just got is kind of like a needle and thread, and kind of stringing it all together is the image that I'm getting from it. It's kind of like, it's quite specific. It's just repeating over and over again. I'm just trying to work out specifically what it means, as it were. But yeah, it's just a needle and thread. It's like, what I'm getting is it's stringing it together, bringing it together, kind of the final, pulling it as one work, as it were. 5 of Wands, this conflict, this smearing, manipulating his work. yeah, it's uh, what I'm getting. I don't know. This is quite specific, and I'm unsure if this is correct, like exactly how I'm getting it. I think it's more of a metaphor. Um, but it's almost as if, like, instead of going through a publishing house for his books, it's almost like self-publishing or taking control back or bringing it into kind of like an estate so there's more control over it. That's what I'm getting here with the royal family, kind of the sovereignty, bringing it back. So, this is going to be weird. Because I'm being reminded about the Duchy of Cornwall, which is just like a glorified estate. Well, it is, but I mean, like, it's like a trust, an organization trust. So it that's how they pass the royal family pass things down, have control. There is no like inheritance tax and stuff because it's protected. They don't own anything as such. It's all held in trust. So it's that kind of energy. It's just, but I'm once again back to the needle and thread. If you know what, I don't particularly know of all of David Icke's works, right? I've only seen bits and bobs here and there over the years. But if you know what, like, if this is kind of like resonating with you and you know what, like, what he's been talking about, if this kind of like kind of resonates in some respect, please educate myself and the village down below. Please, because because it's not a theory, it's a fact. It's like stringing it through like a needle and thread on a it's like a it's like a Hessian sack, and it's stringing it through. It's specific. Yeah. Anyway, it's frustrating me now more than anything. Knight of Cups. We've got leaving office, resigns. So this is his retirement plan. Bringing it together. Like I said, it's the last hurrah. Chariot. Urgent, act now. 8 of Cups, replacement exchange. I feel like this feels as if it's not a trust. It's almost like a foundation. It's a David Icke foundation kind of thing, where the research can keep going. It's something to do with like stringing it together in that respect. It's kind of bringing it all as to one master library, resources, cross-referencing it, that kind of thing. Magician, corrupt dealings, tying them all together. Yeah. So overarching energy, downgrade. Underlying planning strategy. The downgrade, like I said, it's kind of the smearing campaign, he's just a conspiracy theorist, the belittling. That's what I keep getting here, and that's what I think with the downgraded here. But he's still planning, plotting, scheming, just kind of like bringing how can we make this all work? Yeah, how can we feed this back in? How can it make it, like I said, cross references and stuff like that? That's what I'm getting here. So specifically to the question, is he a light worker? As you can see, it's I'm not getting any of that right now. But it's more about the sharing of knowledge, the sharing of data, the sharing back and forth, the 6 of Pentacles. That's what I'm getting here. Is that it's in that respect of being of service. It's not. That's as close as I'm getting to any form of kind of light working, kind of metaphor, as it were. You know, it's. Let's have a butchers. Here we go. So how's this going to go? Can we focus specifically? Is he a light worker? Thank you as well. Thank you. Always be appreciative. Mm-hmm. I've been told only 5. 5 of Swords. He's been hollow victory. He's been like other people smearing him. I'm being reminded of like people like Terry Wogan on his chat show back in the 80s. Snippets I've seen. I haven't seen the full interview, I don't think. That kind of thing. People smearing his name, which has trapped him in his work. The Moon. Following his intuition. Ace of Wands. 3 of Wands. That spot, the aha moment, the light bulb moment. I feel like this is the corrupt dealings that we're talking about down here. The things in the darkness is bringing to light. Especially with his kind of quite literal torch, his flaming torch. And then the 3 of Wands, his ships coming in. Overarching energy, Tower. Underlying energy, the High Priestess. It's the first thing that we've got here from any form of spirituality, and that's intuition. I'm getting, and this is feels like forever ago. When we talked about, I believe it was Elon Musk. He, similar to Elon Musk, David Icke doesn't see it as spiritual in that respect, traditional way. He would call it like a gut feeling, an intuition. If you get me, I get the idea that concepts where he meditates in spirituality and that kind of thing to a certain extent, but he wouldn't call it that, if you get me. And so that's why it's almost like trying to get 2 Lego bricks, the wrong ends of the Lego bricks to connect, if you get me. The bobbly bits at the top to try and connect them that way, both sides. Yeah, instead of one up, one down. It just doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense from what he's seen, experienced, knowledge. It doesn't resonate in that way. It almost feels like this tower feels as if it's the final project, the final pieces of the puzzle that he's been holding on to. That's what it feels like. It feels as if like the missing people or names or institutions that he hasn't really he's hinted at but hasn't spoken about before, and now it's like it's the final hurrah. It's all out there now. These are the name. These are the secret people. These are it's that kind of energy. Judgment of Judician, House, False Person, Overarching Despair, Underlying Mature Man. What I'm getting here is like, it almost feels like he's been trying to fight all this time. Fight the system. That's what I'm getting here. Fighting the system all the time, while still having some form of normality, but home, comfort, support. What like you and me most people would take for granted, that stability. You know what I mean? But this false person here, I feel like it's almost as if they're the people that he's trying to expose, but they're the ones that have smeared his name. Yeah, it's maybe we've tapped into this reading a bit too early or at the wrong time, because at the moment this is not at all at all what Ozzy's asked for. However, I have found coffee, and coffee is important. Cheers, my dears. Here we go. Right, so so I'll just I'm gonna use the cartoon clarity to finish off here. Is he of service of God's spirit universe? Is he of service for God's spirit universe, the greatest good for all concerned? I've been told to shuffle them this way. But yeah, so it's fascinating how... Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Where's that gone? There. Okay. Okay. That was me flick it the wrong way, but it's okay. But like I said, it doesn't feel as if he would traditionally... He's obviously he's not the traditional way of doing it. Justice again. It feels like as soon as it came out, it was like what he's been going through. Idea, the light bulb, the light. So we've got the light there. We've got right here. We've got pride. Everything's okay. There is justice. It's all coming. That kind of felt like it's coming home to roost. It's all finally coming home to roost. It's all kind of coming together. But the idea, the light, is here. Not the idea. This is what we were literally asking for about the light worker, the light. But he's overloaded. Oh. I am such a dum-dum sometimes. It's the same with the ace of... It's the same with the ace of... Right. It's the flashlight, yeah, that we were talking about. And the three of... I'll explain it in a second, but it's like, it was right there and I was a pillock. Right. If he raised his energy, okay, he would be in the light. Okay, does that make sense? If he leaned into his faith a bit more, if he would kind of release burdens, which we've got here, the overload, he would be able to leap into that light, being that lighthouse, the light in the dark space, that beacon of light, whatever you want to call it, yeah? The light. Excuse me. However, he's got so many burdens, so much baggage, so much worry concerning what he knows, with the despair, with the downgrade, the corrupt dealings he knows about, all this thing, and he's so overwhelmed and overloaded, he is not enlightened. He has been burdened. He has been brought down. He has been with baggage and worry and concern and frustration and upset and blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and it's easier said than done. And I'm quite excited that the tower is here and the ace of swords is here as well. Truth, knowledge, wisdom, information. The wheel of fortune is upright as well. So it's like there is this transition happening, okay? But at the moment, because he is so worried and concerned and frustrated and stuff like that, he's been pulled down, okay? If he let go of some of that, if he like returned it to sender, if he kind of like was a bit more... because I feel like he's very much even though he's into many different beliefs and understandings and concepts and things. He's still very sciencey based, very logical mind. So even though there are certain things about energies that he is into, there are certain things that it conflicts a little bit. And so this here, with the worries, the corruption worries, and what he knows and the data he has, and this belittling and bringing him down, which is coming to an end, thankfully. As soon as he releases it, he would be. So oh God, I feel like I'm such a moron sometimes. Sorry, Ozzy. But to directly answer your question, is he a light worker? Yes. Is he actively one now? No, because he's been burdened with things and he's worried about stuff, and there's concern around at the moment, and there's like, how are we going to bring things together and all that kind of thing. If he released some of that, he would then would be able to become in the light again, if you get me. It feels as if he's been like, hold on, there is something else here. 4 of Wands, happy home, 1111. Justice again. Right. Once he's been proven right, he'll be all right. Once he's been proven right, he'll be okay. Once he's like this justice again there. Once he's been proven right, paid off, whatever, sorted out, he'll be all right. But he has been burdened on purpose. It feels like. It feels like this is part of a design to kind of get him out of his where he's meant to be energetically. Does that make sense? I hope so, because I am rubbish at this right now. I feel like I'm not explaining anything right now. So let's the dinky deck. Any more information about this, please? Any more information about that? This, please. Doopa-doopa-doo. So, Ace of Swords again. The truth coming out. See, this is it. This is exactly it. The Two of Cups. Assistance. Help needed. Help coming in. Overarching energy. That's the help. The Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay. So the help is coming. He's on the truth. He's got the truth. Truth, knowledge, wisdom, information. He's got it. Ace of Swords again. He's got it. He knows it. He's got it. The Devil card is the despair. Normally it's the negative ego for me. It's the I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I can't do that. Naggy thoughts. Suddenly the Two of Cups. Someone coming in to help. Heart and sleeve. Coming in to support him. Assistance. Help needed up here. Yeah? That's what's dragged him out of it right now, out of the kind of like the spiritual zone, as it were. He's out on the sidelines at the moment. He needs to once he's got the help, he'll be fine. But I mean, like, that's what he needs to resync, kind of regroup. So yeah, did any of that make any sense? I hope so. But I think I've made enough of a mess here. I think I'm going to leave it here. So if you enjoyed this reading directly, yes, he is. He just needs some help right now. He's just been knocked off course for a bit. But yes, until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.